Lights, shapes, and objects unlike anything seen before are appearing in skies around the world. From glowing orbs drifting near the moon to massive silent craft hovering over cities, 2025 is delivering sightings that feel deliberate, almost like someone or something is watching us closely. High in a remote mountain range, a hiker recorded something falling from the sky at unbelievable speed. The object was huge, dome-shaped, and glowing faintly as it dropped lower and lower. Within seconds, it hit the slope with a violent impact, sending smoke pouring into the air. The shape matched reports of large UAP craft seen around restricted zones. Before the hiker could get closer, authorities closed the area and didn't come up with any statement. What remains is this only video with a moment showing that some truths refuse to stay hidden. Silver return. Curious footage has surfaced showing a mysterious object in Indianapolis, USA. On June 18, 2025, a resident spotted a strange sphere and quickly photographed it. Shortly after, a crane arrived and moved the object to an undisclosed location. Another resident later shared a picture of the sphere lying on the road. It was there only for a short moment, yet theories immediately spread. Was it something that fell from the sky, or part of a secret experimental project being carried out in public? It became one of the most talked about unexplained events in the city this year. Lunar watchers. Strange activity started spreading through Limaritels, Chile, and one photograph finally showed why. On November 14, 2025, a photographer captured a metallic object in the mountains. As he zoomed in on the camera, things became clear. It was a classic UFO disc. Locals later reported strange lights and unusual movements in the same area. After this sighting, the mountains quickly turned into a major UFO hotspot, drawing people hoping to see the silver disc return. Cloud apparition. Well, this time, it's not your classic UFO. On November 5th, 2025, a person outside their home captured several bright orbs hovering near the moon.
Second night in a row, they're back.
They didn't drift like stars or flash like planes. Their steady movement made it seem like they were operating far beyond it, using the moon's position to stay unnoticed. The clip quickly spread online, becoming one of the clearest signs that whatever is active up there isn't just above our cities. It may already be working in the space around the moon itself.
I mean, this is pretty undisputable evidence. Those are orbs, they're floating on their own.
Steel Sentinel. Strange sky events keep happening, but what appeared above Memphis, Tennessee, was on another level. People recorded a huge shape floating in the sky, completely wrapped in thick fog. It was too big, too solid, and too still to be a normal cloud. The soft light coming from inside it made the truth clear. It looked like a giant ship using fog as a cover. The object never landed. It simply hovered over the city, as if showing power and challenging us how easily aliens could appear without warning.
What is this? Moving by. Look.
Yellow arrival. In Russia, a man was confused to see 3 metallic balls high in the sky. At first, they looked like simple balloons drifting around, but when he zoomed in, things were bizarre. They were solid metallic objects, floating without any support, almost ignoring gravity itself. With the earlier strange lights already recorded in Moscow this year, this new sighting was all pointed out to be a UFO in disguise. Maybe their mission on Earth has already begun, and we are nowhere near ready for it. fallen enigma. An online video has started circulating again for all unbelievable reasons. Multiple yellow streaks were seen over a highway, and a family recorded the moment in fear. These weren't meteors, and there were far too many appearing at the same time. People online quickly named it the Yellow Ray Event, convinced it was a coordinated arrival. Officials tried to dismiss it as ice crystals or flares, but their explanation didn't convince anyone. For many witnesses, this clip became proof that something outworldly was entering our sky in groups. Silent wreckage. A massive object, initially thought to be a satellite, fell from the sky. Locals rushed to see the strange machine, covered in faint fire still burning inside. Before anyone could approach, authorities sealed off the area and swiftly removed the object. No statements were given, leaving witnesses with only their footage. Was it a downed satellite, secret experimental tech, or an alien craft? One thing was undeniable. The official silence only made the sighting more unsettling. Vanishing streak. On October 27, 2025, residents of Moscow witnessed a mysterious orb of light streaking across the night sky. The glowing object moved smoothly above the city, leaving a bright trail behind it. After traveling a long distance, it didn't break apart or fall. It simply faded away midair, disappearing without a sound. Experts were quick to label it a meteorite, but its movement felt too controlled, too precise. Moscow may have witnessed something far more serious than a space rock burning up. Fog Titan. A player on a sports ground spotted a glowing object high in the night sky. At first, it looked like something huge, but within seconds, everything changed. The massive shape shrank into a tiny orb, glowing softly before fading away, as if it had never been there at all. The whole moment felt like a mystery that might never be solved, one of those strange sky events that leave more questions than answers. Pulsed visitor.
Something impossible is happening in deep space. A comet that shouldn't even exist has lost its tail, defied physics and grown mysteriously brighter when it should have become dull. What really is Comet Atlas?
A newly released video from Japan's space agency has left viewers stunned. The interstellar object known as Comet Atlas wasn't drifting through space like an ordinary rock. In the footage, it gave off slow, timed pulses of light, each one glowing like a message traveling across the dark. Then it moved forward with smooth, perfect motion, almost as if something was guiding it with purpose. Many now see it as the closest sign that advanced technology may already be moving among us. Masked descent.
In Pembroke, where a woman says she was enjoying the pool Wednesday night when she saw a strangely shaped and unfamiliar object falling from the sky just over there.
Earlier this year, a woman in Pembroke was relaxing near her pool when the night took a strange turn. Above her, a glowing object was falling from the sky, bright and shaped unlike anything she had ever seen. It had blinking lights and a trail that looked almost like fire, dropping straight down as if it had a target. She pulled out her phone and caught 8 seconds of the descent before it suddenly vanished. Even though she expected an impact, no crash was ever found. Authorities reported nothing unusual. That left only one idea. Whatever she caught on camera wasn't falling at all. It was a UFO masking its entry by pretending to drop out of the sky, hiding in plain sight as it slipped into the town without anyone noticing.
Now, the FAA was not able to comment on the video McCormick took, but they said they did not get any reports of debris in the area. Both Pembroke Fire and police said the same thing.
Silent drifter. Over Australia, an odd, flat object was seen gliding through the sky. Smooth, stable, and far too deliberate to be a drifting piece of debris. It felt more like a machine on a mission than anything natural. Was it gathering information, or was it searching for a signal only it could detect? The object never sped up, never changed shape. It simply moved on, leaving behind a silence that raised only one thought. What exactly was drifting above Australia that day, and why? Strange shape. The UAP phenomenon has mastered the perfect disguise. In broad daylight, multiple witnesses recorded a strange object drifting silently over the city. They weren't balloons. They held a rigid, controlled formation that no natural wind pattern could explain. What made the sighting truly unsettling was their position. They hovered directly above a major telecommunications tower, as if studying it. They used their balloon look to slip into populated areas and quietly map the world's communication networks, without anyone noticing until it's already done. Blue balls. An airport staff member never imagined he'd witness anything like this. Scattered across the runway were several balls, but before anyone could approach them, the impossible happened. One of them unfolded razor-thin wings and lifted off the ground in perfect synchronization. Then, in just a moment, all of them released a sweeping wash of bright light on the plane. Well, then the video ended, and we don't know what happened. Was this an attempted abduction of an entire plane? Comment down below. Metallic watchers. This video is one of the latest sightings from 2025 in Moscow, where a watchman saw something shocking above the building.
Ну, я сам офигел, да. Привет.
Giant pillars of bright light dropped straight from the clouds. The beams looked too coordinated to be natural, and their shape led many to think a huge object was sitting above the city, hidden in the clouds.
Ну, я сам офигел, да. Привет.
Falling formation. Russia is turning into a hot spot for strange sky activity. In January 2025, a massive, long, cylindrical object hovered silently over the Gazprom Neft Moscow refinery.
Ебучий случай, блядь, НЛО какой-то нахуй.
Unlike the usual discs or glowing orbs, its shape looked built for a serious purpose. The object seemed focused, scanning the site as if studying energy flows, and soon it might return to extract what it came for. Red swarm. A tourist filmed 3 bright orbs moving together in perfect sync. Then, instead of rising or disappearing, the formation dropped fast behind the land. Its sudden vanishing act made it seem like it slipped into a hidden portal, or perhaps a secret base. The man stayed back, too shocked to investigate further, leaving this strange event as one of the most puzzling sightings in the area. Cloud saucer. Early November 2025 turned strange in Denver, Colorado, when 4 bright red orbs drifted silently across the night sky. Authorities confirmed the reports, but refused to explain a single detail. Sky watchers and theorists quickly pointed out that these movements weren't random at all. The orbs acted exactly like decoy and swarm units, small drones used to distract radar, while larger craft, like the cylinder seen over Moscow, move without being tracked. They are visiting our skies not in classic UFOs, but with smarter technology than ever before. Sky Gateway. Over Bogota, Colombia, a homeowner spotted a strange blue light moving across the clouds. The light wasn't the result of a hologram on the sky at all. It was outlining a classic saucer-shaped craft hidden inside the cloud layer. The UFO kept moving slowly over the neighborhood, and the energy coming from it was so strong that its full outline became visible for several seconds. For ufologists, this sighting confirmed their belief. These large crafts use clouds as perfect cover, but their own power sometimes exposes the truth. Ancient sphere. A man in China first thought he was recording a strange weather phenomenon, just a bright circle forming in the thick clouds. But as the light grew stronger, the shape remained there for a long time. That was enough to hint at a secret portal opening in the sky. It seemed to be a deliberate message. Revealing a portal over one of the most monitored regions on Earth was their way of saying the operation is global and they are no longer hiding. Hidden artifact. In March 2025, people in Boougga, Colombia, reported a strange metallic sphere flying low over their town. Hours later, the same object was found lying on the ground, leading locals to believe they had come across an actual UAP. The sphere, roughly 50 centimeters wide and unusually heavy for its size, was soon nicknamed the Boougga sphere. It was taken to researchers in Mexico. What caught everyone's attention were the strange shapes inside the sphere and the markings on its surface. The symbols looked nothing like any known writing, and the shell made it appear far more advanced than normal machinery. Burning descent. A man from his car in Charlotte, North Carolina, looked up and saw the sky on fire. A flaming crown was drifting downward through the night. It was far too large to be fireworks.
Are y'all seeing what I'm seeing flying in the sky?
He began recording as the fiery ring held its shape, lowering as if it was moving with purpose. Nothing about it behaved like regular sky activity that night. So was this a planned display? Or an out-of-world visit passing right over the city? You decide.
What?
Parallel visitor. A strange sight was recorded over Sakhalin, Russia, in footage leaked from a Russian Mi-8 military helicopter on May 17th, 2021. As the crew flew their route, a disc appeared beside them, moving almost level with the helicopter. The pilot kept the camera steady as the object came even closer, gliding in a straight line with surprising control. Then, in a sudden motion, it passed right by the helicopter. Since this clip was never meant to be released, the answer is clear. This was a real UFO flying right next to a military aircraft. Jumping light. Now this is what I call a real classified case. At Zaltepec Volcano in Zapotitlan, Puebla, a man recorded a fireball moving in a way that didn't make sense. Instead of flying across the mountain, it jumped from one point to another, almost like it was teleporting. To the man filming, it looked like the old stories of witches traveling as bright lights, using the volcano as their meeting place. But others pointed to something far stranger. They wondered if the fireball was advanced technology using the volcano as an entry point. The evidence is here now, but the explanation is up to you. Open window. People in Iquitos, Peru, were shocked one evening when a huge blue-green glow appeared above the city. It didn't float like a mothership or drift like a cloud. Instead, it looked as if the sky itself had split open, exposing a bright window to another world. For a brief moment, the night above Peru didn't behave like our sky at all. It behaved like a doorway, and whatever created that opening made sure it closed before anyone could understand what they were really seeing. Silent sky visitors. Another mysterious sky event has joined the growing list of strange sightings spreading online. This time, several yellow orbs drifted above a quiet neighborhood, glowing with an unnatural intensity. The military quickly labeled it a drone test, but soon the video went viral. UFO lovers got excited and claimed orbs seemed almost alive, like alien probes silently observing everything below. Even from a distance, their steady presence filled the sky with an eerie, unsettling energy, as if these objects had a purpose no human could comprehend.
Caraca, me arrepiei todinho. Que isso, maluco? Tô filmando.
Mysterious craft. On October 27th, 2025, in Santa Ynez, California, a man recorded a clear view of a simple but impossible white line across the sky.
Okay.
At first glance, it looked like a thin contrail, but its speed and razor-sharp movement exposed the truth. This was a silent, high-speed craft built to hide in plain sight. The location matters. Santa Ynez sits close to major military and aerospace testing zones, making this sighting far from random. pursuit lights. In Thailand, a motorist spotted something strange flying right above him. It wasn't a kite, a drone, or anything he could recognize. The object moved smoothly, keeping the exact same pace as his motorcycle, as if it was following him on purpose. Then he noticed something even stranger, another similar object hovering a little farther away. To many viewers, it looked like UFOs tracking him. Maybe they were trying to lead him somewhere. Or maybe he came close to becoming their next abduction target. Cloud Titan. On April 14th, 2025, California residents witnessed a terrifying sight in the middle of a storm. A massive UFO appeared in the sky, half hidden inside the dark clouds. Only its center was clearly visible, glowing a bright, fiery orange, and its shape left no doubt that it was a giant spaceship. But the video capturing the moment ended abruptly, and no one knows what happened after. Some think the rest of the footage never surfaced, maybe because it was kept hidden for a reason. Hover anomaly. A worker standing on top of a building saw something extremely strange in the sky. An egg-shaped object, almost like it was sitting in some kind of holder, was just floating there. It wasn't flying, it wasn't drifting, it looked stuck in one exact spot, hanging silently in the air. The more he zoomed in, the more unnatural it looked. No wings, no rotors, nothing to explain how it was staying up there. That object definitely wasn't behaving like anything from our world. Strange craft. People have reported many kinds of UFOs, but this one is quite something seen for the very first time. Recently, a video showed a massive V-shaped object flying silently across the sky. Some viewers believe it was secret military tech, similar to the rumored TR-3B, an advanced anti-gravity craft hidden from the public. Others think it looked more like an alien design made for fast travel in our atmosphere. No matter which side you believe, sightings of this exact shape keep increasing. Hidden presence. A trail camera captured something truly strange near the woods. A plasma-like orb appeared out of nowhere, gently floating upward, then drifting back down again. Then, in the same view, a cat casually walked by, completely unbothered. But the moment the cat entered the frame, the orb vanished instantly, as if it chose to hide. A few frames later, a faint line of red lights appeared in the distance. Were those more orbs? Or a larger craft waiting silently in the dark? No one has an answer, but the footage is one of the strangest yet. Sky formation. Over Russia, a plane passenger was filming the view outside when he captured something unbelievable, an aerial phenomenon no one has been able to explain. High above the clouds, several bright lights appeared, each one leaving a long, smoky trail behind it. For a moment, the lights moved together in a perfect pattern, and then they vanished instantly, as if they were never there at all. Some experts tried to explain it away as missile debris or space equipment breaking apart, but many viewers disagreed. The movement looked too precise, too controlled to be anything man-made. It felt like a formation of UFOs passing, quietly continuing a mission we're not meant to understand. Probe drop. On a quiet beach, tourists recorded a bizarre view. A silver disc hovered low over the water, steady, silent, and perfectly still. Then, without any sound, it released a smooth orb that dropped straight down from its underside. The orb looked exactly like a probe sent from a hidden mothership. But one thing is clear, the drop wasn't an accident. It was intentional. A launch, a warning, no one knows. But the video left everyone with the same feeling. It was something otherworldly. Icy encounter. During a support mission at Camp Summit, the New York Air National Guard was carrying out routine operations in the polar region. But in the middle of that mission, a crew member reportedly caught something shocking on film. A fast-moving object skimming across the icy water before launching straight into the sky. It looked like a classic UFO profile appearing out of nowhere. Not long after, the crew member was punished for leaking the footage. Yet the US Army claimed no such footage ever existed in their records. So why punish someone over a video they say never happened? Scanning beam. On October 12, 2025, a person in Peru captured a chilling sight on camera. A strange, powerful spotlight was flashing straight down, far too bright and steady to be a plane or a helicopter. For many theorists, this looked like more than just a light. They believe it was advanced scanning technology, the kind used during planetary surveillance. A beam like that could be probing the ground for something specific, an ancient hidden site, an energy source, or even a human target. Pyramid ascent. Driving through Giza, a man suddenly spotted 3 glowing orbs rising from behind the pyramid. A moment later, more joined in, moving together in smooth, coordinated paths. The silent formation floated above the ancient site as if inspecting it from above. People who watched the footage believe the orbs weren't just passing through. They were retrieving something tied to the pyramids themselves. One thing is certain. Whatever those lights were doing, they didn't appear by accident. They came with a purpose. Sky Watcher. On April 3rd, 2025, in Anchorage, Alaska, a strange humanoid-shaped object was filmed floating high above the snowy mountains. It wasn't a drone, not a balloon, and definitely not a bird. What makes it even stranger is that these humanoid-looking UAPs are now being reported in different parts of the world. Now people are left wondering, are these objects just passing through our skies? Or are they scouting something? Golden lights. These tourists thought it would be just another peaceful boat ride, but the sky proved them wrong.
Look, nothing in the sky at all. Then all of a sudden, bam!
On September 18, 2019, near the Outer Banks in North Carolina, a cluster of golden lights appeared high above the water. The lights didn't blink, didn't move. They just hung silently in the air. No aircraft flies that still, and no flare lasts that long. The strange formation made many believe these weren't lights at all, but surveillance probes, silently monitoring us from above.
Nothing around. Look. No land, no nothing.
Ball or light. A glowing ball was seen moving slowly through a parking lot in 2025, captured by a stunned witness who knew instantly this wasn't anything human.
What the?
The orb glided with purpose, as if searching for someone, its behavior matching classic abduction patterns. Then things became even clearer. A burst of smoke drifted off its surface, revealing a metallic sphere underneath. First, we saw it was in the sky. Well, now on the ground, proving that whatever this thing was, it had finally come closer than ever before. Blue descent. A strange video from Turkey suddenly grabbed everyone's attention. A man was standing outdoors when he noticed a bright blue glow moving down from the sky. It wasn't lightning. It looked like something was quietly landing. For a moment, it even looked like a portal opening in the distance, or a craft hiding inside the glow. And since these things always seem to appear in remote places, many believe this could be the one sighting that finally hinted at visitors choosing their landing spots very carefully. Twin Passage. Just when people thought the sky had no more surprises, something unusual appeared above the clouds. Several bright lights were seen moving in 2 straight lines, almost like a silent formation passing overhead. They weren't falling like meteors. They moved too smoothly and too organized for anything we know. Space scientists have called this double-line formation a major anomaly. Maybe they were patrolling the sky for something hidden, or following a path only they understand. Winged Phantom. In Brazil, a man recorded an astonishing sight in the night sky, a glowing object floating silently above him. At the center was a bright, blinking orb, and on each side, 2 luminous extensions spread out like wings. It looked like a completely new kind of craft. As if whoever made it wanted to confuse anyone watching. And once again, it feels like they're changing their designs on purpose, just to remind us that they're always one step ahead. Sky jelly. When this footage surfaced, everyone had the same question. Is that a jellyfish in the sky? The object floated high above the ground, with long, trailing strands hanging beneath it, almost alive, almost drifting. But witnesses quickly realized it wasn't any creature from Earth. Some believe it's alien technology disguised in this shape, while others think our own scientists might be testing something they don't want the public to recognize. In either case, one thing is clear. This was no jellyfish. It was a warning that something far more advanced is watching us from above. Blue convergence. People around the world are noticing something strange, and the sightings seem connected. On September 17, 2025, in a quiet village in China, a local resident filmed several blue lights moving silently in the sky. They were close together and moved in a smooth, controlled way, nothing like drones or flares. Since the location was remote, some think the lights were checking hidden areas or practicing movements away from big cities. Guided encounter. So this video was supposedly filmed by someone driving on I-5 near Joint Base Lewis McChord, and it's wild. You can clearly see a flying saucer in the sky, and right behind it, a military helicopter trailing closely behind it. Here is the strangest part. The helicopter wasn't trying to stop it. It seems like it's simply moving along with the saucer. Maybe the military already made contact and were guiding the craft somewhere. Or maybe the saucer was the one in control, and the chopper was just trying to keep up. One thing is sure, the scene didn't look normal, and now people are waiting for officials to finally explain what was going on. Silent formation. Late one night in Greece, an entire town was shaken when residents spotted something shocking above them. Several luminous balls of light were hovering in the sky. Perfectly still, perfectly organized, almost as if they were following a formation. People gathered outside watching in silence until the lights began vanishing one by one, as if shutting off on command. With more videos surfacing from nearby regions, authorities have now begun monitoring the area closely, trying to understand what these synchronized lights really were. Let's move towards our subscribers' pick of the day. Residents in Western Australia were shaken when suspected space debris was discovered at a Pembroke mine site. The strange carbon fiber wreckage didn't match any commercial aircraft, raising immediate concern.
Police are coordinating a multi-agency response after finding space junk at a mine site in the state Pembroke region. Initial inquiries confirmed the carbon fiber waste was not from a commercial aircraft.
But things took an even stranger turn when, just hours after the debris was found, an unusual video surfaced online, showing a triangular-shaped UFO hovering silently in the same region. The timing was too precise to ignore, and many began wondering if the object in the sky and the wreckage on the ground were connected. Only after this UFO clip began spreading did authorities step in, launching a multi-agency investigation with the mine operator and the Australian Space Agency to identify the debris and trace its origin. The sequence of events has left people convinced whatever fell and whatever was flying above wasn't ordinary.